I just wanted to show you real quick where I slept last night. I arrived here after dark, so I was like really unsure and I went all over the place looking for a spot. This is it right here. So there's a lot of like bike trails here. Hold on. So I pulled up here last night. You know, the name is kind of off-putting a little bit, but it looks legit. The signage is nice. This is a BLM that costs money. Like it's a fancy BLM, okay? You pull in and then let me show you what it looks like here. This is like really fancy. It's more expensive than the national park campground. So you come here, you read the rules. There's 60 sites here, which is incredible. And then you can pay in cash or credit card. They prefer credit card. Yeah, so you pay in that little thing there. So I had $23 and 8 quarters. And the slit is so small that I could not get the envelope through. And I tore up the envelope. So it was just chaos. And I felt like really vulnerable being out here in the dark. Like people could watch me, but I didn't know who was watching me. But honestly, it's a really safe spot. Once I got settled in, I felt really at peace. So I went down this way. Look at these campsites. They've got benches, they've got fire pits. Some have shade structures. There's a bathroom. I slept at 58 and those people were here this morning and it looks like someone came by and took my little stub. So you put your stub on your camp post, but that's where I slept last night, guys. Jeez. This is gonna be one hell of a vlog. Cowboy campground is another option, but this time of year there was no one there and I did not feel safe being the only one. And there was only like one exit. So here there's like a loop. So if I needed to peel out of here, then I could do that. So I felt safe that I had neighbors. Let's rewind a bit to how I got here. I left Capitol Reef pretty late in the day yesterday. I was really tired from doing 2 hikes and driving on the road already for 4 to 5 hours, and I had a couple more hours to go. I really loved the landscapes here. They really changed dramatically. It seemed like there was no life out here. It was pure desert, rocks. But I did run into this cow, this little baby cow. Look at him. Then I continued east, taking in the landscapes for the rest of the day. Eventually I had to get gas and I ended up at the strangest place. It was like a cave turned into a gas station. Here, I grabbed a microwavable burrito, went to the bathroom, and this was pretty much the last that I filmed for the rest of the night because I was searching so hard to find the campground, and I was getting a little bit tired and stressed out. Well, I made it. I made it through the night. I am tired. I'm warming the car up. It's freezing. I need coffee. What is the temperature? 34 degrees. I'm staying at this BLM. I did some driving around last night. I was starting to panic a little bit because I'm like really out in the middle of nowhere. And the campsite was full inside the national park, except for one space, which is the accessibility space. I stayed there for a bit and I thought, oh, nobody's gonna care if I sleep there. And then I just like kind of was overthinking it. Not a good idea. So I left that campsite and I started looking at Overlander, the app, for places for people to sleep for free. None of the places around here are free, actually. I mean, there are a couple places, but they're like a little sketchy. But there's a couple different campgrounds on BLMs around here, and they cost money. And the first one I went to, there was no one there. It's called Cowboy Campground, and I just like felt really weird being the only one there. I wouldn't have been comfortable with that. I went to this other place called Horse Thief, but it's actually a whole campground. There's like 60 sites here. It cost $25. That's a lot for a campground. Alright, this is where I slept last night. Not bad. From there, I drove a short distance back into the national park to explore. Good morning. Chipmunks are really cute. There's a part of me that wants to stay here and draw this, I think I do, because I don't want to go to the mainstream stuff and be around a lot of people right now. You know what I mean? I'm like stiff from last night. I think I pulled something. I need to organize. Oh, interesting. So these are the districts. So I'm at Island in the Sky. I do like this spot. I'm looking at the candle. All right, let's just keep going. This is a cool spot and all, but oh la la, this coffee isn't even good, but it's good, you know what I mean? Better. Okay, now that I've gotten like organized, I feel a lot better. I'm just trying to decide whether I should book a hotel in Moab or around here for the next few nights, or I can see Arches, sleep in the car another night, and then go to Colorado. Colorado sounds really nice. I was gonna go to Rocky Mountain National Park, and I just looked it up. It's like 5 to 6 hour drive from Arches. One route requires chains on the tires, and I've never used chains before, and that's a little bit scary. The other route is like 6.5 hours. Mesa Verde, is that how you say it? Or Mesa Verde is like 2.5 hours. So I could go somewhere over there. It's amazing how something as simple as getting stickers on a water bottle will motivate me to go across the country. And can this be my life? Can I just like be free to do whatever I want? That's just what I want. That's all I want. Time to change my pants. Ugh. Dude, that pit stop that I made at REI in Flagstaff saved my ass, because if I didn't do that, I would have froze. I feel much better. Brush my teeth, put some sunscreen on my face, go to the visitor center, and then go to Arches. See how that goes. How does that sound? Cool. This is my view. It's pretty nice. Let's go. Yeah, baby. On my way out, I noticed just how blue the sky was, and it turns out this park has some of the cleanest air in the country, and scientists study it here. I learned this in the visitor center and picked up some stickers too. The lookout across the street from the visitor center was so pretty. Such a clear and beautiful day. Anyway, off to Arches. Signing off, Captain's Log. Don't I wanna dance with my baby? I'm going insane. I'm actually going insane, but in a good way. In a good way.